on We Start Here, and I have the pleasure of sitting down today with Joe Grillo from Asbury Park Dinner Table and Jared, Fritz, and Dave from Macrobites. And we are on location in Macrobites today to tell you all about the amazing things they are doing for the Asbury Park community and everything they've got going inside this amazing space. But first, I want to turn it over to Joe Grillo. So Joe, we all know about the amazing work that Asbury Park Dinner Table has been doing for Asbury and food insecurities within our community.
Sure.
So you just reached a milestone, and congrats on that, by the way. So can you tell us a little bit about that and how you take this milestone and distribute it into the community?
Sure, yeah. So Asbury Park Dinner Table since March of 2020 has been feeding the community in Asbury Park. The way we do it is we take private donations, we pay restaurants to make dinner meals, and then those dinner meals are distributed to specific distribution points throughout Asbury Park. And in doing so, we provide restaurants with cash flow, and we are able to provide fresh meals, dinner meals to families in need. So since March of last year, we have distributed over 120,000 dinner meals. And a couple of days ago, we just reached the milestone of raising $500,000 in funds that have been distributed out to the restaurants, the local restaurants in Asbury Park. It's completely hyper local. It's basically supporting local restaurants like Macrobites and feeding local families.
That's fantastic, and again, congratulations
Thanks.
on that. It's definitely a huge milestone, and also thank you and your team for everything that you're doing for the Asbury Park community here.
We didn't think we were going to be here this long, but we're still needed. The need is still great, so we're here.
Well, we thank you for that. All right, so that, you brought up a couple good points about bringing Macrobites into Asbury Park Dinner Table as well, and having Macrobites become a distribution point,
Yeah.
which is very different from the model you have right now, which is mainly, for churches. So before we turn it over to the Macrobite story, tell us how you got involved with these gentlemen here.
Yeah, so really it was, like you said, at first we were really just looking for specific distribution points with volunteers at the ready to distribute the meals. From March of 2020 to September 2020, it was every single day, every single weekday. And we had 3 churches in the area that were distributing them, plus the Boys and Girls Club. And then at various times, we were actually even distributing food to various senior low-income housing facilities. We recently received a grant from the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, and it was a $108,000 grant to expand the program. And part of it was to distribute more funds to the local restaurants, but also expand our reach to include more restaurants in the whole process. And then when we saw Macrobites opening up and the great work that these 3 gentlemen have done, I mean, first of all, hats off to you guys, because this is just transformative for the community here. We said, why don't we just ask them if they want to do like a distribution point? And luckily, Jared, David, and Fritz were like, yeah, let's do it. And so we were able to work out this really awesome collaboration where we're providing cash flow to Macrobites to produce the meals, and then it's simply just sharing a meal with your neighbors. It's that simple. It's we try to make it as much like it's not a soup line. It's more of a lifeline for people that are hungry. And sometimes people have to choose between keeping the lights on and dinner, and they shouldn't have to. So Macrobites provides that outlet for people to come every Tuesday and Thursday, right, from 4 to 5 o'clock to pick up a couple meals for their family. And so far it's been a really great collaboration.
So, you bring up 2 keywords there, lifeline and really success, right? And I want to turn it over to you guys because Macrobites and all of you have a very interesting story. And I think it really ties into those two words, lifeline and success. So can you tell us a little bit about your background? I know you guys are from Neptune, right?
Yeah.
So you're local, you know the area. Tell us about Macrobites and what your vision was and how you got, from one place to here.
Well, our vision was very different when we started. We started off as a meal prep delivery company. The idea was the same. We wanted to get healthy meals out to the community. We have all, kicked around in the health industry pretty much all of our lives. All been athletes, all been on high school football teams. All went down the wrong path and all came out of that and figured we want to do good in our community. So we came up with Macrobites, started off as a meal prep delivery company. Then the pandemic happened. We started 3 months before the pandemic, so we didn't see that coming at all. The pandemic happened and we pretty much just innovated. We changed our business model, started shipping. We, worked hard, kept our, chest out, heads up, and kept chucking away. One good thing after another kept happening, and then we started our first location up in Robbinsville. Shortly after that, we opened this location here. We got LinkedIn, and then we were just super happy. I mean, that's the abbreviated version of it, but we were just super happy to be here. We're super happy to be in the community, and we're super happy to be a part of this symbiotic relationship. It's good for Seed the Table, Asbury Park Dinner Table, Joe, us, and the community as well. So we're just really happy to be a part of the whole thing.
And happy that we can kind of, like Joe speaking about, take the stigma out of wanting to come and get a free meal, because it doesn't feel like a soup line here. We're out there, we're talking to people. It's more like, if you need it, you can get it and not feel bad about it. And it's been a good thing for everybody around here. We're really proud that we're able to do it and make money while doing it too. So, by giving out charity, we're not, going out of business. It's been huge for us. And we're really happy about it.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing because it's the pandemic. We don't want anybody to feel like they're excluded. A lot of people lost a lot of things. They lost their jobs. And a lot of people who were used to things they were used to things before, they didn't have that once this thing started and they didn't know what they were going to do. So it's not just about, it's about your situation and what's going on right now. It's not just for one specific type of people. It's for anybody who may be going through a hardship right now.
Even before the pandemic, there's people out there that's going through a lot of hardships, even before the pandemic. So to be able to give back to the community, that makes me happy alone. Just to see the smile on people's faces when they're coming up to get their meal and when they're leaving, thank you guys so much. So that's the joy for me.
It makes it all worth it, right?
Yeah. Especially when you see the same folks come back, with their eyes lit up, what you got, man? That stuff is good.
I love what you guys are doing. That melts my heart alone.
Oh, that's awesome. So I remember coming to your ribbon cutting. It was a few months ago, right? January, yeah. And that was awesome, and I was so happy to be a part of that. So thanks for having the chamber out and inviting people in. Tell us what it's been like here for you since then. Have you been well received by the community? Does your foot traffic grow every day? Are people getting the word out for you?
Yeah, so definitely the community has been key in our success here. Their willingness to support and their want to support because they see what we're doing here. They've heard the story, and it makes people that maybe wouldn't even know we're a health place and we serve health food. Even if they're not into that type of food, they'll still come here and get stuff anyway because it's us, because of what we're doing with the Asbury Park Dinner Table, and because of our culture as a business in general. When they hear the story, they want to support. So the community's been great, and it's really been a key for us being successful here for these last few months.
Awesome. So you have the first location in Robbinsville, and then this location here. What's next for you guys in Macrobites?
So hopefully trying to get into some type of retail, national space. We ship nationally now, direct to consumer, when people order on our website. We like to try to grow our customer base to include folks that may go to Whole Foods, Target, Dean's, places like that, try to get into some retail locations here.
Awesome.
And then we're just rolling with the punches, because who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You never know what happens.
Exactly.
Hopefully go on a small tour and just go do pop-ups.
City to city,
to
yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Spread health and love and joy and sense of community to the United States and hopefully one day to the world.
Awesome. So if you had to give one piece of advice each to someone looking to follow their dream or start a business like this, what would it be? And go ahead, Dave. Let's start with you.
So I always say the same thing: is always just do it. Make sure your actions match your words when you're talking about it, theorizing about it, researching it. To get as much info as you can, but take the first step. Once you're in it, the business will grow itself. It'll take you wherever it's gonna go. But you have to start.
Yep, you got to start somewhere, and definitely a big thing is having the right people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have the wrong people around you that doesn't have the mindset or the ambition that you have, they'll just bring you down, and you'll never accomplish those dreams.
Right.
And so definitely have the right people around you, and don't give up, and keep pushing. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it.
Definitely be careful of your thoughts and the things that you're telling yourself, because sometimes the most positive thing you'll hear all day is the things that you tell yourself. So be very wary of that and do it, and then have the right people around you as well. Definitely, 100%.
Awesome. So you guys gonna take all that and write a book?
We were actually talking about that earlier. He said, "I'm gonna just write books about it."
I said what?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll buy a copy.
Yeah, same.
We're gonna have to work on that. See, the business model is changing already.
So this might be the toughest question of the day, and we'll end with this. But
Okay.
you have some amazing things like on your menu in that case over there. Every time I come in here, I'm like, maybe I should take that home, And like Joe said, we can't snack right now. But I'm like, oh, but there's dinner. So, what's your favorite thing on the menu?
New Orleans strip steak for me.
All right.
See, it used to be.
Yeah, so I prefer the turkey burger now, which is
Yeah.
crazy because when Jared came up with that recipe, and I was like, I don't know, I like the steak, and turkey wasn't really like the type of meat I liked, but after tasting it, it's phenomenal, man. It's one of the best things.
Yeah, with the
we have.
balsamic glazed onions on with the red potato chips. I think right now my favorite is gonna have to be the Southwest shrimp.
Yeah.
Whole grain penne, our lemon piccata butter, and then our Southwest corn on the side with some Old Bay seasoning on top.
All right, Joe.
It's all good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That Hawaiian salad.
No, let me tell you
amazing,
something.
too.
The thing that just I fell in love with was that they've got a whole bunch of vegan options, and the vegan Italian sub
Oh, yeah.
is
Just
just
sold out
like
today.
out of this world. So I'm Italian, like my parents are off the boat, and when I tried it, forget it. I couldn't believe it. It was so tasty.
It's good to hear.
Yeah. And I see the tomatoes back there too. I'm gonna get some tomatoes bring back.
There you go.
So yeah.
Awesome. All right, so this is Jenny with V-Star hanging out here with Joe, Jared, Fritz, and Dave live from Macrobites coming to you. Come check these guys out, Springwood Avenue, west side of Asbury Park. And thank you. We'll see you soon.
All right.